And 1,000 welcomes to everybody out there. Welcome to From Broken to Worlds, where I train my busted up old body and try to qualify for the 2027 World Masters Highland Game Championships. I've combined two practices into one, a twofer. So this is my stone practice. This is my warm-ups. You'll see in my drills, when I start doing my drills, what I was working on. If you remember from last time I did stone throws, to those who've been following along, I wanted to work on something next time I did stones, and that's what I worked on and did pretty good. Working on it, as you'll see, but there was a couple times that I kind of failed at what I was trying to do. But that's why we practice. We practice so we don't make those mistakes on competition day, even though I usually make those mistakes on competition day. But that's the idea anyways. So those were my warm-ups. They're called toe to boards. You put your toes to your boards. It's a good way to kind of warm up your core for the throw. All right, as you can see with this drill here, that's the position I want to end up in, where I'm almost facing backwards when I get my left foot down there. I kind of got off balance there. Before I was just kind of spinning, and you'll see that in a couple of my throws. But what that does is it creates separation between your lower half and your upper half, and gives you more opportunity to apply force to throw it further. Now that separation is good because it kind of creates like a spring-like effect. So you can see here I do it pretty good. Go back. There you go. It creates a spring-like effect where you get some elastic. There I did it poorly. I didn't do it at all. I get a almost elastic effect where when I throw, my body wants to unravel itself and gets a little more distance on the throw, a little more speed coming out of the back there. So not bad. My release isn't the best. That was a bit better. Bit off balance, though. That would have been a foul in competition. So I end up getting like, not an obsession, but there was this root sticking out of the tree. You can kind of see on the right there. There was a root that was kind of sticking out of the ground. I was trying to throw just past that root. Didn't quite get it. Got right up to the root, but I couldn't throw it past. But kind of got carried away with trying to throw it past the root. I'm not too sure why that got stuck in my head, but it did. I think this throw was a good one, but I think my next throw was my best throw of the day. Not bad. Had a bit better balance there, but I think this was my best. I think that went the furthest. Anyways, that was the end of that practice. Check out these moves. Woohoo! And then just like magic, different shirt. Look at that. Should start a magic show where you do the quick changes. But now it's the green shirt working on hammers. So this is obviously my warm-up. My goal in this practice was to try to get as big circles as possible. And to accomplish that, you need to really move those hips, move those knees. That's how you are able to get as big winds, big circles as possible. So here, I'm not worried about the release. I'm not trying to release it hard. My drill is to really focus on the winds. Get nice and big. So I was having, you'll see in the throws where I was having some difficulty. And it's the transition from the hammer being in front of you to being behind you. So I'll tell you where that is. So here it comes out in front. And then the transition there. I was having trouble on the last wind of, it got a little uncoordinated. There was a little, if you watch closely, you can kind of see a little, I don't know, twitch, I guess you can call it, on the last wind right there. Instead of being really smooth, I'm kind of losing the weight for a split second and then catching it further back. What I want to do is be applying force the whole way through and not having a momentary moment where I'm kind of, the weight goes slack and I have to re-catch it. Because every time you re-catch it, you lose some momentum. So here I've gone from, I'll move from doing, not worrying about the release to starting to apply force during the release. That one was a bit off balance, but I hit the trig. You're allowed to hit the back of the trig. You just can't step on or over the trig. And since I don't have it nailed down, it just moves on me. You kind of see I'm kind of not being totally smooth. I didn't feel it when I was throwing, so I see it now that I watch it back. I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't feel it. Usually I'm pretty good at feeling these things. So I'll have to work on that. My last two throws were my two best, which is normal for me. I wish competition had more than 3 throws because I would have better numbers, because I tend to get better and better as the attempts happen. So that was a pretty good throw. I think that, and then I think this was my best one. You can see I didn't have the problem there. Yeah, that was better. I still caught it a bit late, meaning I didn't push down quite soon enough. But here I'm checking, see which one was further, and I think my last throw was further. So that's the end of that, folks. Have a great day.